Make a mess of your space, make a mess of your energy, and make a mess of your life. Or don't.
Necronomicon is coming.
Come out of left field for a lot of people, but when you are spiritually inclined and are a magical practitioner or a spiritual person in general that believes in or works with the energies around you and really believes in the art of manifestation and just essentially works in a spiritual manner, whether you do magic or not, it is very important to have a clean space within which you work. And I'm not just talking about your spiritual temple. I'm talking about your entire place that you live in. So let's start with like the temple, for example. So if you have a if you have a particular place in your house where you do your spiritual work, whether it be an altar, a corner, or an entire room, even if it's one of those like setup altars, then you take it down. It is very important to have that well organized and clean. And let's talk about why. So, if you go along with the idea that our thoughts are energy and we use that energy, whether we pull it up from the sources around us or we call it in from deities around us or spirits around us, or we take it from within ourselves to send it somewhere or send it out in order to make things happen, in order to manifest things and make spells work, then it is very important to have those channels being clean. That's why it's important to have your body being clean with not only soap and shampoo, all that junk, but also, not crappy food and not substances and whatever. But it's very important to have your space clean. Think of it as like I'm just whipping analogies out. Think of it as a highway. So if you're trying to go from point A to point B, what's going to be easier to drive on? A highway that's littered with debris or a highway that's freshly paved or a dirt road or a road with potholes. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. So the energy that's around us, our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings. If you prescribe to the idea that they are energy, then with your aura and auric field or your energetic field, whatever you want to call it, you're constantly spewing that. And that's why really receptive people can actually pick up on that kind of thing. You can. So essentially, if you in your own house have a lot of clutter, and I have a little bit of a chip on my shoulder about clutter and messes. Then essentially what's happening is any negative thoughts that are coming out of you, they are not flowing freely. They are getting stuck in that pile over there. They are finding a difficult way to move around and transmute because there's all this junk around. There's and even positive energy. If you're working in your temple and you're trying to send positive energy out to manifest something, but you have clutter everywhere or you have a dirty floor or what have you, that energy kind of gets stuck there. So that's the energetic angle. Let's talk about from like the psychological angle, because viewers that I've had for a while kind of know I touch on both because my bachelor's in psych. So what is more conducive of a space to getting stuff done? A cluttered space or a well organized space where you can find everything? Well, I would go with the latter. The more well organized space where you can find everything, you can go bing, bang, boom, A, B, C, get your job done. So if you are running around trying to find all of these different materials to grab in order to work in order to get any job done, whether it be a paper or some bills you have to do or even a spell or a spiritual working, if it takes time to find all of those things and then to clean up your space and then to, when you feel comfortable, to do your energy work, you already lost a truckload of energy cleaning. You lost a truckload of energy digging around for stuff, and your mind's all over the place with the fact that you had to find this up here and this down there and that over there. So the more streamlined any process is, the more that you're going to get out of it. It's the same reason why people that practice an instrument regularly leave their instrument in a well accessible place. I have my ocarina over there on to the left of the fridge there on top of the cable box thing. I kind of put it over there. I don't know why I did, but I just put it there. I know where it is. It works. And so when you are working with any type of spiritual system, you got to have your inside clean and your outside clean. As above, so below. As within, so without. You're not going to have a very clear mind when you're trying to get stuff done if the space around you isn't clear. It's almost for those people that are kind of claustrophobic. Um, Having a mess around can be very claustrophobic to energy, and it can make it very difficult for that energy to flow around. I've known people that on a monthly basis they sage their house out, or they even use a special blend of like a banishing floor cleaner to get that bad energy out. So not only should you physically clean your house, but also spiritually clean your house on a regular basis, because that fight that you had like 2 weeks ago, that energy's kind of still lingering around, whether you acknowledge it or not. So you got to get that out of there. That bad day that you had the other day when you came home, you brought all that sludge into your house, that energetic sludge into your house. So you gotta clean that out. And I mean, it really demonstrates a well a well toned person when you are able to organize yourself, organize your space, and get stuff done. Anyone can tell you that it's much easier to find stuff when it's organized. It's much easier to think when it's organized, and it's much easier, and in my opinion and my experience, much more effective to get spiritual work done when you have a clear mind and a clear space. So I hope this made sense for everybody. And by the way, this is my first actual video after I did the name change. So this is no longer Priest of the Neck. This is Lama Dingir, and I changed that because all of my spiritual videos and stuff are the teachings of the gods. It's those spiritual energies that we work with that I'm trying to communicate to you guys about how to better work with them and what I've learned. So I hope that made sense. I also hope this video made sense. So check out any of my other videos for Necronomicon mechanics, general magic stuff. There's some demonology stuff. I kind of got to get back into that, but I really got to dig around for some deeper understanding and whatnot. And like I think I said in my last vid, it's the school year, so I have a little bit less time. But I do have some time today, so I'm going to be making some vids probably. So anywho, good hunting.